I guess this way. Yeah.
Okay, bravo.
Anthony.
I really expect I'm going to use this shot would be at the end. We can back up. And that's how you do it.
Still rolling.
Hey, great to see you guys. Thank you.
On camera, be marked.
Way with them, they come and they end up here, and then they end up backing up. But so the top of the shot, if we had one that was kind of like, no, I wouldn't say it's low. You look, my guess is you're a little low. Hey, all right, well, that's how they get to the end of it. So this was kind of right on the edge of your frame because you were framed.
Action. Action! Set. All right, camera set and back down. Hey.
Bravo.
In this shot, we don't know where. Oh, good question. We can't tell where it is in relation to where they were. So it doesn't matter.
Careful, guys. Don't touch anything.
The main reason I wanted to be involved in this film is my dear friend Akiva was directing it, and I'll pretty much be in anything he directs. But I also, you know, as I mentioned, I'm a fan of Rescue Rangers, and the script was really funny, and, you know, I really liked that it had sort of a mixed genre element to it. And, you know, when I was a kid, I was obsessed with Roger Rabbit, and this felt, you know, kind of like a descendant of that in a really fun way. So yeah, there were a lot of reasons. Just seemed like kind of an easy no-brainer. Basically, we're in a world where toons coexist with humans in our reality. We're present day. Chip and Dale, the show, existed as we knew it. Now, Dale is still hoping to get the show or some version of the show back going, and Chip has abandoned being a toon actor altogether. And by a bad circumstance with Monterey Jack, they get brought back together and sort of re-enter each other's lives. For much of the film, you are still seeing that Chip is mad at Dale, even though he's pretending not to be. But he blames him, you know, for his life kind of getting derailed. even though he's acting like he's happier, which he's clearly not. And, you know, I think what they come to realize more than anything is that they really do miss each other and that they were great friends. And one of the things I love the most about it is seeing them becoming friends as kids as well, which is something obviously I connect with, working with people that you were friends with as kids. And that sort of resonates and plays out through the movie. John Mulaney is playing Chip. A nice counterbalance to my screaming is his dry wit. You know, Mulaney always kills. He's one of the funniest people out. And one of the beautiful things about John is anytime you involve him in anything, he can't help himself but to add funny stuff and write new jokes and, you know, improvise things as we went. I definitely think this film has both kid and adult appeal. I mean, why would I have signed on otherwise? No, but yes, I mean, there's lots of silly slapstick stuff, and there's also a lot of, I think, sharp and funny, nuanced humor in it as well. And it's kind of an avalanche of nostalgia, and I don't always mean that in a good way, but in this case, I really do. It's like deployed very thoughtfully and in funny ways.
This cast is amazing. It's another one, I don't know, I've been very lucky, you know, with the people that I get to work with, even though technically I'm not working with anyone else, but it's exciting to hear their voices. We are in a real world, and we've placed these, you know, animated characters that we love so much into it, so to see him handling the balance of that so well, and I mean, it's there in the script, of course, as well, but he's bringing it to life, is really incredible. Anyone who appreciates cartoons and animated characters and animation is going to appreciate this film, so this audience is going to be huge. It's very different working with performers that aren't there. I mean, essentially, I'm the only performer on set most days. Thankfully, we have, you know, great stunt guys that come in, you know, doing different stand-in things, you know, giving me my eye line, where am I supposed to be looking. But it's very different, just, I don't know, having to trust myself as an actor in a way that I haven't been challenged to trust myself before. The film has been a celebration of animation, and so I think it's beautiful to see, you know, our two leads representing two distinct times in animation, so I love it all.
I was a big fan of sort of 90s Disney, which had, you know, as some people talk about the 30s and 40s and when the heyday, you know, the 1990s had Rescue Rangers, and we had DuckTales. I believe Goof Troop came on then. It was, Disney television was a big staple. And while I was a huge fan of the amount of gold coins on DuckTales, Rescue Rangers, it not only brought the fun, but it brought the adventure. Chip and Dale, you're seeing not a reboot of the series, you're seeing a behind the scenes coming together of the two characters, Chip and Dale, who starred on the original Rescue Rangers TV show. They've since gone their separate ways. There is a little bad blood between them. But when a friend is in need and in danger, wouldn't you know, they come together and they try to be the detectives that they once played on Rescue Rangers in order to solve a very animated world mystery. The script for this is legit funny. Like, this is not just, I think this will appeal to a lot of people. But in terms of like hard comedy, it was a very funny script and a very fun project to work on. Like a legit weird movie, with lots of twists and lots of like very subtle jokes. Lots of very weird bits Andy and I were able to get in. But I did really see myself in Chip. Like, I think I can be someone who feels like I'm very serious and I take this seriously and I'm working hard at this and this person's goofing off and they're the problem. And really, like, I can be a little cold to people, or I can be a little condescending, and Chip can be a little condescending to Dale. And I think Chip is a little wound tight, which I can be as well. He doesn't always embrace having fun. I can totally relate to that. And Chip gets very frustrated with people, which I see in myself, but I am working on in my later years.
Oh, I think this will appeal to kids because I think that's what Akiva and Andy really bring to things, is a very silly, big sensibility, but it always has a great, smart edge to it. And it visually, tonally, musically brings in a lot of people, young and old. It's a really like big tent kind of comedy, but it's a really smart tent. Like it has really solid jokes, a great point, and it has really original writing and performing throughout.
The show was on in the 90s. It got canceled. And Chip and Dale have kind of taken their own paths. They're no longer friends. Dale is a little bit thirsty. He wants the fame back. So when we find him in the movie, he's at a nostalgia convention like a Comic-Con. He's in the retro aisle signing autographs for $5. And when we find Chip, he's kind of said goodbye to the showbiz life, and he is now an insurance agent. On a story level, Chip is supposed to be this hand-drawn 2D, unchanged since the 90s style character, and we did our best to try to honor that. And then Dale, because he still wants to make it in showbiz, he's gone under the digital knife and is now presented 3D, the way you might expect him in a 2022 movie. And part of what made me so excited about the movie was that it's not just that, it's Pixar-style characters, it's cheap 2D looking TV stuff from back in the 90s and 80s. It's puppets, there's claymation, stop motion, there's Uncanny Valley, motion capture. And so that was part of what made it really fun. A fun challenge was when we were on set really shooting and your main characters aren't there, all the different things, the special effects team on set and the VFX team together, all the different ways they would figure out how to show the camera people where to aim the cameras. So we had, one of the cutest ones was this little remote control car that they made from scratch that was just like 4 wheels on a platform that they would then put a stuffed animal of Chip or Dale on top of. The audience for this film is every human being on earth. Hopefully this just brings 90 minutes of joy from the smallest of tots to the elderliest of elds.